big gifts are coming from new philanthropists. They're not the traditional philanthropists and same old names. Now, I know I showed you some names there, and those are some of the same olds. But what we're seeing, if you look at big gifts across the country, new philanthropists. Why? We're starting to see this cyber and venture capital and rich. We're starting also to see diversity in big gifts. It's not the old white males with a lot of money. We're seeing ethnic, racial, and previously underrepresented people giving big gifts. We're seeing this wealth pass. And there was a study out of Boston talking about these billions of dollars that'll start to change hands. Well, we're starting to see that. And as this wealth changes hands, we're seeing that big gifts are happening. Again, big gifts aren't 100 million. It could be just 100,000 to your organization, but they're starting to happen. We're also seeing that big gifts are coming from inexperienced donors, those that don't show up on traditional lists. So that means for us, we need to pay attention to who's on our prospect list today and who's that non-traditional donor that might be in one of these areas. We're also seeing, and I mentioned a little bit about the Wexner example, but these big gifts are now coming from various sources. They're not just writing one big check. Wealthy individuals and philanthropists or inherited wealth, they may have donor-advised funds through their venture capital or financial firms. They may have established an independent family foundation. They may have some fund located or managed by a community foundation. Or they may just have influence or control over the business. So it's no longer just talking to the individual, but you might have to surround yourself with this team of advisors and individuals who are either leading or advising these organizations to try to get and maximize your success for getting that big gift. So to maximize your chances for success, start by identifying and targeting those individuals that are your most likely prospects, right? So who is your most loyal supporter? Who is the person that believes in you more than you believe in yourself? Does every one of you in your organizations have that individual that really just cares and believes? Maybe not. Maybe not, right? But who might have the resources to transform your organization, who shares your vision, who in the community would invest in you, Maybe you need to use, if you have the budget, some of these predictive behavior modeling or wealth screening technology just to get a sense of who's got the capacity. But capacity doesn't tell us anything. We need to know more about their philanthropic passion. So, do you know someone who would consider a big gift? Is there a loyal supporter year after year? Is there someone over the age of 55 that's planning their estate within your organization that you've had a conversation with? Is there someone that's been giving in years and increasingly in large amounts? I already shared an example of someone who was a yearly long contributor that they didn't even have on their major gift list. And the bequest was huge when she died. Wouldn't it have been great to celebrate that with her in her lifetime if she was open and receptive to that? If you don't have wealth screening, right, this is the question of how you figure that out. Here's a couple of ways to try to figure out who some of those big gift capacity prospects could be, right? Their liquidity, right? And so by reading newspapers, by seeing things, I always say you can kind of tell who's income statement rich versus asset statement rich. Do you know what I mean by that? Big incomes, make a lot of money, belong to clubs, drive flashy cars, income statement rich. I say they're often physicians because I'm in healthcare fundraising, right? Asset statement rich is different. These are wealthy. These are people that probably live in simple homes or simple apartments or simple penthouses or what have you, drive simple cars or don't even own a car, and they save their pennies. And they own stock, and maybe they inherited wealth. This is what you want to look for, not the income statement rich, but the asset statement rich. Sometimes we chase the income statement rich and forget about the asset statement rich that can really leave those 10, 20, 30, $100 million estates or just $100,000 to our organization. So look for those type of people. Look for those that are giving gifts based on net worth versus annual gifts based on income. Look at those that are making stock gifts to you and are talking about appreciated assets, or talking about their portfolio, or talking about, hey, grandma left me this and I don't know what to do with it. Those are people you want to listen for those type of statements, because that means that there is wealth there versus high income, right? Look for those that are in what I call the disposition stage of their life versus the acquisition stage of their life. Who knows what I mean by that? I'm in the acquisition stage of my life, right? And most of you are too. You're acquiring your wealth. You're acquiring what you want to do. If you're in the disposition stage, guess what? The grandkids' college paid for. The weddings are paid for. The kids are doing okay. I've accumulated some assets. I've got the real estate paid for. And I'm now starting to find creative ways to dispose of my wealth. So look for those that are in that stage, the disposition stage of their life.